Una de las características se podría tomar como
One of the features that could be taken as differential is to have worked a training course model that incorporated the massive audiovisual teaching methodology, first in Tucumán and later in all the northern regions of Argentina, working primarily material on raising chicken trying to solve a problem. The problem was poultry mortality.
Buscando resolver un problema. El problema era la mortandad de aves.
The main problem when we started with the component farm in the province was that the pullet for laying often died to families raising poultry. Proverb, a national program supporting small producers for family food consumption, delivered a stock of 10 pullets that, as they came from hatcheries, should be bred by the family. This required certain skills that were absent, even among families that were used to raise chickens. So that was when we had to analyze what training strategies we had to use for these families. I heard that Cathedral Rio was coming to the Faculty of Art and Philosophy, and I thought, by previous conversation that we had, that this could be useful, although I didn't clearly understand what was the course about. Manuel Carrello is an expert for FAO, who developed the use of audiovisual media for training in rural settings in Latin America.
Político, de tipo social y de tipo científico-tecnológico.
This was the beginning of the relationship with FAO and the start point to use this tool, which it had been a major and important innovation for us, and we are still, today, implementing. Massive audiovisual pedagogy is based on the natural approach of learning and cultural practices of the recipient population. Since birth, human beings get information about the world around them through the senses, but within them, sight and sound play a key role in learning about the world and ourselves. Knowledge is acquired through a natural process of observation and practice. Massive audiovisual pedagogy made collective constructed content accessible to the addressee, expressed in their own codes and linked to their own context. We assume the old popular saying that says, if I hear it, I forget. If I see it, I remember. And if I do it, I learn. Farmers learn in this way, and they learn in groups. The courses can be adapted to different geographical conditions and can be repeated up to reach massiveness, maintaining its original education quality standards.
Pueden estar unidos, entonces una suposición que hemos hecho es que ellos van a estar unidos siempre. Entonces eso va a ir mejorando lo que se está haciendo. Y en la...
Los naturales homogéneos. ¿Por qué? Porque los animales, la flora, el suelo...
Massive audiovisual pedagogy is based on an alternative communication model, which considers users as interlocutors, not as passive receivers. Codes, interests, and results are shared together. The communication model, interlocutor, medium, interlocutor. This alternative model of communication presents a dialogue between two interlocutors, the universe of technicians and the massive universe of the recipient population. The traditional vertical model of sender, medium, receiver is deliberately broken in this process, where there's someone with all the knowledge and the other one just learning. Based on the communication model, interlocutor, medium, interlocutor, the audiovisual course is produced. It begins by identifying user characteristics, educational level, resources, technology level, way of dealing with problems, and their relationship to the outside world. Together, the problem is identified, and also the specific training needs. As a result, identifying critical points to be tackled in the training process are achieved. Best possible solutions are analyzed, integrating knowledge of producers, which we already have systematized with existing information in the research centers. This new knowledge is pedagogically processed to make the audiovisual course.
Esta metodología que ha permitido hacer una...
This methodology that had permitted a synthesis of these two types of knowledge, I believe that it's a very important contribution because sometimes in speeches, when discussing participatory issues about suitable technology, a lot has been said from the conceptual point of view, and few operational proposals that could solve this issue on the construction of generation of technology or knowledge.
Operativas o que realmente resuelvan esta cuestión de la construcción o la generación de la tecnología o del conocimiento, la producción del conocimiento.
The process for developing the course usually takes the production team about 4 months of hard work.
Va a ser la estrella del curso, me parece.
After trial and validation tests, the course is delivered massively. The participants and the trainer have previously agreed the place and time to be allocated for the course. For this process, participants provide a set of resources according to their possibilities, such as premises, furniture, tools, supplies, and sometimes video equipment.
Personas que conformamos nuestra localidad. Esta herramienta nos permitirá integrar todas las prácticas que hemos realizado en clases anteriores desde los 3 aspectos que hemos mencionado: el social.
Trainer's Guide. The trainer has a pedagogical guide for conducting the teaching-learning process.
Bueno, uno de los objetivos de la primera clase, esta que vamos a reiterar, es que ustedes sepan de qué se trata esto de planeación participativa.
The audiovisual program is the core of the content of the course. After showing the video, the technician complements the information and adapt content to the specific characteristic of participants. The booklet displays the participants' knowledge that can be worked audiovisually and serves as a permanent memory book of the course. The booklet is made with lots of graphic and little text to overcome the barriers of low education and illiteracy. Practical task. These participants are building a box fitted to receive the pellets. The practical tasks enable the development of skills necessary to incorporate and establish knowledge shared along the course. In addition, the product of the activity is always tangible, like a compost heap, an irrigation system installed, or a chicken coop built. The methodology, as you just mentioned, is very good, and the subject of the videos is very good too. The booklet is another great advantage for the people to be trained, because I see it everywhere I go. People ask if they're going to keep the booklet. When we told them that the booklet is for them, many of them whispered, "That's great." Firstly, because for some people it's the first time someone gives them material. Simple and plain material with drawings. It is really efficient because it takes into account the skill levels of people, as most of us do not have a primary education finished. Yes, I was surprised a little, because when courses are run, different type of courses, honestly, people don't participate in class. Or they just come the first day, perhaps 10 come, the following day 5, and that's it. You have to find some kind of incentive to have people attending.
No sé, un salir de pini por ahí como para que la gente vaya. Porque lo está haciendo la gente igual que yo, lo está haciendo en otro lugar.
People are taking the course like I am taking it elsewhere, but we have the same economic resources. So if they see that, I mean, my friends, my neighbors, another in the region, it's more credible than the blah blah blah, because they are seeing it. For example, in this case, they see in the video how to do a small box with material you have at hand. Immediately then, they start making it and find out that they can do it. Aside from this, it has a great advantage. They are working in their own town. It is not, for example, a big city where people see actors. They are the main characters. People who work for a living, to improve their land, to improve also their organization. The massive use of the course ensures two results that rarely go together.
A la masividad con calidad, porque no es
massiveness and quality. Reaching massively with quality, it isn't massive in significance. Not that there is a TV broadcasting how to raise chicken at home. Massive refers that it developed training courses for just 30 people. But such courses could be simultaneously run with trainers who have been trained in that subject. The scheme worked like this. By giving courses to 30 people, the trainer increases his capacities of reaching more beneficiaries without losing quality. The positive results of ProWords program lay to a large extent on the resolute adoption of this training strategy.
Que era un requisito para recibir el
It was a requirement in order to receive the chicken stock. Over the years, the last 15 years more or less, I think there must have been 31,000 families who may have been trained. 31 or 33,000 families.
Entre 31,000 y 33,000 familias.
Se hizo con muy pocos recursos.
It was done with few resources, with a great team effort, both from the ProWords team and from this expert in methodology. We were able to develop the first educational package. In fact, it was the first educational package that was implemented in the country, in Argentina.
Yo hice la experiencia piloto junto con otro compañero en la experiencia de validación del paquete.
I performed the pilot with another colleague in validating the package in the town of Alderete. Few points were adjusted in this stage. Some practical tasks were arranged. Each class had a practical task. At the same time we were given the course, we were adjusting practical tasks according to the demand or dynamic of the group that we were working with. It was a very important help for me when I had to put it into practice.
Fue una ayuda muy importante en ese momento para mí, que fue el momento en que tenía que aplicarlo.
I was deeply moved. It meant a learning process for my career.
Significó un aprendizaje también en mi práctica profesional, ¿no?
The first one was the one in Amaiche, in the school. We did one in Alderete, but the first course where we completely used all the tools and where all of us were present. There was where I had the role of trainer.
Tuve que estar ahí un poco, era en el de Amaicha. Digo que esa vez fue más el rol del capacitador.
Bueno, ahora vamos a hacer, ¿ya han calculado?
Esta herramienta para nosotros nos sirve y nos
In our opinion, this tool serves and is still useful for us. I think it is very important at the national level too, to assess it in this sense, in order to reach massiveness with quality. I think it's one of the challenges we have, and it's increasing every day. Pro Huerta program, pioneering experience in Tucumán, allowed to build skills that encourage to deepen and share it with those organizations that are initiating in the use of massive audiovisual pedagogy.